5 weeks are over here at Fem Foodies and we are beginning our 6th and final week, the finale week. And what better way to start the celebrations than our own food, especially the mouth-watering, lip-smacking street food. Now, we Indians are such romantics when it comes to street food, right? That the conversations that street foods can start off, nothing else can. You know what? I have 2 more romantics waiting right here. Let's pick on their brains. Anayata, Shagun. Hello. Hello. भाई आज सब कुछ बदला नजर आ रहा है. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to beginning of the finale week right here at Fem Foodies, only on Living Foods. And what better way to start the celebration than with a bang? We are going back to our own roots. Kyuji.
India eats out of its streets. Every region has its own favorites, and there are so many.
Rightfully so, the first challenge of the finale week comes from the heart of India. It is the Street Food Challenge.
Today, as always, we have a surprise for our top 4.
The top 4 are only 3 steps away from becoming heroes. Let's see how they cook their way out and emerge as champions.
It looked like as if I was a kid entering a mela. The only thing that seemed a bit out of place was this huge red curtain hanging in the middle of it. But we'll have to wait and find out.
So ladies, all of this looks a bit familiar, doesn't it?
It does. We have the trucks, we have technique, expression, vision, and we have all 3 of you, and 3 cloches.
That's the however.
We saw 3 different cloches lying in front of each judge. We were 4 of us. It did put me in a spot as to how is this going to pan out for 4 of us standing here.
And very ethnic, very Indian.
Yeah, all of us are feeling very desi today. What does the desi in you like? What street food do you like? Miss Mirzapur, Akanksha.
Papri chaat, samosa, golgappe. Mirzapur mein we call it fulki.
Fulki.
Yeah.
Kya baat.
So, Tanisha, what is street food like for you back in Shillong? I'm curious.
Aloo muri. Everybody will agree with that.
Ladies, today you have to make Indian street food cool. Can you do it?
Yes, chef.
It was a bit obvious from the setup and we had seen the sign, street food. But since it's finale week, it can't be just so simple.
But before you begin, we have something to show you.
Wow. An Indian street food looking like this. I couldn't even make out what's what on the dish because it was done so differently.
So what you see in front of you is my version of a keema pao. So it's a pao donut stuffed with keema inside. There's some saffron yogurt. There's some tamarind and some mint chutney.
I would have never imagined putting a keema inside a donut. It's like beyond imaginary.
So ladies, it is a dosa waffle. So the dosa waffle comes with a chutney panna cotta and some sambar caviar and just a little bit of micro herbs and flowers which make it beautiful.
Wow, okay. Take a minute and take this in. We hadn't thought of street food in this way.
Guess it's my turn now. All right. So this is actually a vada pav tortellini. The filling inside is a typical batata vada filling. At the bottom, what you see is a kokum and tamarind chutney and a coconut mint chutney on this side. We have some bundi at the bottom with some dry masala and peanuts.
Never thought a vada pav, a humble vada pav, could be made into a ravioli dish and made so global and beautiful looking. It was really interesting to see all the elements on the plate.
However, the proof is in the pudding. Come taste. You have exactly 30 seconds to taste.
When I'd have a bite of it, it was like next level.
It was just really, really amazing how all the flavors were still the same, but it was in different forms. So I was really impressed, and I said I have to live up to a mark like this.
So what are we looking for here? We're looking for the same soul, the same taste in a new international contemporary form. Got that?
Yes, chef!
All right.
I was thinking, wow, that is a lot. Can we do that? Will we be able to do that?
4 people. 4 street foods of India to choose from. Not choose, actually. Who will get what? Let's find out.
Tanisha, please step forward.
To your position. All right, let's open them scrolls. Let's start with the happiest person first.
Tanisha.
Tanisha. All right.
Good for you.
So I got the Northeast region, and that was like, oh my God, it's like shooting a goal.
Juhi,
I got south of India.
prepared?
Yes, sir.
There you go.
That's very popular with street foods.
Yes.
We should have tons of ideas for that.
And what about you, Akanksha?
My nanny's place.
Oh, lovely. West India.
Gujarat.
So the task got revealed and I got South Indian cuisine to work with. Tanisha got Northeastern food to work with, and the other two are as well comfortable with what they've got. But I am in a very bad space at the moment. I think I wouldn't be able to do too well, but because there's something that I haven't worked with ever. I don't like eating South Indian food, and the only food that I know is the idlis, dosas, and sambars. So I really don't know what I'm going to do today. And it's about street food. So what is South Indian food? That's the only thought that's repetitive in my head.
Ladies, we're in the finale week and it's no longer just enough to present good-looking, great-tasting dishes. If the taste is great and you don't have an audience, you have a business that is a no-go. To simplify all this and more, we have a person amongst us who has spearheaded the Indian e-commerce revolution. Ladies, it's time to put our hands together to welcome Ankit Nagori, ex-Chief Business Officer, Flipkart, and now co-founder at CureFit India.
The first thing that came to my mind was, is he going to toughen our task? Or is he going to announce our task? Or what is his purpose there?
Ankit, run us through your journey.
Sure. So I joined Flipkart 7 years back when Flipkart was just starting up and it was a very small company. And since then, I was part of the journey and I saw a lot of ups and downs and learned the entrepreneurship and the talent and skill required to ace that game. And I'm lucky that now I've been able to start the second journey. I'm hoping that we'll have similar success here again.
In a business, especially in the food business, how do you see the opportunities in food business with respect to investments, with respect to as an opportunity for capital to come in?
F&B is one of the largest growing categories in the country. If you look at restaurants across the country, there are new restaurants springing up everywhere. In fact, I see the food trucks all around. Bangalore has become a city of food trucks. Even in the internet world, a lot of food and beverage companies are doing really well. And I think it's the best time to get into the food and beverage industry.
You heard it, ladies. We are giving you 30 minutes for each of you to speak to Ankit and clear any doubts that you might have on food entrepreneurship. Remember, turning your passion into the business is what's going to change your life forever.
While we will judge you on vision, technique, and expression, Ankit today will evaluate the business model that you have or you think you have.
This wasn't something that I'd expected in my journey in Fem Foodies. To know that, we'd also be helped with what our future in planning a business around food would be.
Chewy, Tanisha, Megha, Akanksha. What an incredible 5 weeks. As we begin the 6th week, and as this incredible golden light sets upon us, it's time to give your dreams the flight. At the end of the finale week, as we promised, your food dream is going to come true. Today, we're going to give you a small glimpse of how your life is going to change forever. Are you ready for it?
Yes, chef.
3, 2, 1. Are you ready for it?
Yes, chef.
3, 2, 1.
Wow!
So the curtain falls, and behind the red curtain is a red truck. The truck that we've been waiting for. The truck that we're here because of.
This is what you're going to win, the vehicle for your food dreams.
When I first saw it, the first thing that crossed my mind was, Migs, this could be yours if you work hard.
Well, it's time to race for the truck. But before that, you get your 30 minutes for your food entrepreneurship chat with Ankit. Make the most of it.
So when the judges told us that we'd be getting time to spend with Mr. Ankit Nagori, I actually felt very fortunate because we were going to learn a lot of things that we never knew about.
So great to be meeting you girls. I'm really excited to hear from you on what your dreams are, what are you going to do to achieve them. I think it's important that you also understand that from an entrepreneurship point of view, creating a right product is very important. You can have a great business plan, you can have the right audience, but if you don't have the right product, then you might not find a market in the long term. Like, I want to hear from you guys, what do you think about, what is that product or what is that vision that you have when it comes to food entrepreneurship? Maybe we can start with you.
My food dream as of now, how it's cultivated while I've been on my journey here with the food truck, is to incorporate all the friends I've made in the footballers and cricketers while working with them, travel to local areas with them, to explore the taste there, take their flavors on, and then go and sell it out to the market.
What about you?
Me not being from India, well, born here but grew up in South Africa, so when I did come here, I had decided that I want to do something where I could infuse South African dish ideas with Indian.
Nice. How are you thinking about it?
I was really happy at the thought of a food truck because I had wanted to kind of blend in this idea of driving around with the food truck.
Brilliant. And how about you, Kanksha?
Before I came here, the one thing which I love the most is to bake and make dessert. So I had this thing in my mind that I want to open a pastry where the people will come and have small bite size of a pastry or a cake or a parfait, something like that.
So one secret of a successful business is, a very strong brand recall. So from a brand recall point of view, have you guys thought about, the brand name, the branding? How would the customers recognize your brand? If not, start thinking about it because, a very strong brand recall would make your brand stand apart.
So, all the best, girls. I'm hoping that you all will do a great job with the tasks.
Thank you.
The best one win.
All right, all smiles, huh? How did it go, Ankit?
It was pretty good. The ideas were very good and we had a very productive session.
So, Ankit, would you put your money into any of these business proposals?
So, Ranveer, like you keep saying that the proof is in the pudding. So, once I've tasted the food, then maybe yes.
That's true. But in Ankit's case, the proof is also in business viability.
So I think for all of you, the idea would be to first try out in a small size. Get to unit economics positive, because business plans look really pretty on the paper, but they have to generate money.
All right, so we have a health food truck, a fusion food truck, a gourmet food truck, and a patisserie, a cafe food truck. Great ideas, all of them individually. Anyone in particular that you really like?
So I might be biased here thanks to CureFit, but I like Juhi's idea of the health food truck. Like if you're able to build a Robin Uthappa Karnataka menu, yeah, it sounds pretty cool, right?
Yeah. It meant a whole lot, because for a man with his stature and experience, if he believes that there is some potential in my business module, it does put me in a good space that tomorrow I have a good future in the food industry.
After the event is over, I'll be happy to engage with you on your business plans at a later date. Thanks a lot.
Ankit, thank you so much for coming over.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Lovely
Thanks.
meeting
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. All the best.
See you.
Today is a day of many firsts for you. First day of the finale. Your first glimpse at the prize. At the first time that you presented your business plan to a prospective investor. Let it not be your last. Give it your best shot.
I was like really nervous, yet excited. I had a mixture of feelings.
At the end of this task, one of you will be burnt. And the three of you are going to go to the second round of the finale. Now to that, only two will move to the grand finale.
It did sort of put in a lot of pressure on each one of us there, because the difficulty level was raised, the bar was raised. We were on day one of the finale.
You have the regions from which you have to cook, you have the food trucks, and you have 90 minutes. And you also have 6 of your comrades to cheer you up. Come on, ladies.
That was a great feeling because they were all a part of the show and they were there for us at this very crucial time.
You guys look beautiful and radiant, absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, ladies, are you ready?
Yes!
Are you ready?
Yes!
All right, street food task, 90 minutes, start now!
So at the pantry pick, I'd already by then decided that I want to do a non-vegetarian variation of the street food that I'd picked on. So I had a very nice pantry pick because I picked up my jaggery. I was very clear in my head as to what I wanted to pick up. I found everything in the right places, so I wasn't really haphazard at the moment.
Thinking about my other co-contestants, I knew for the fact that Megha, she knows her stuff very well. Tanisha, she has been cooking all her original cuisine all this time, so she knows, and so it was a plus point for her. Juhi has stayed in Bangalore, so she was a bit familiar with that zone also. So she was confident. So I was feeling that I am the only one who is not familiar with that particular zone, and I have to figure out, and I have to make something different.
I had gotten all the ingredients that I needed for my dish that I was going to make on that specific day. So I was quite happy with it because I had gotten everything required for my dish.
I was pretty confident on my idea. So I thought of making a granola bar of the aloo muri with more topping on top of it. And also another street food that I remember seeing outside my school gates was cut fruit, seasonal fruit with a little bit of chili on it. I thought of trying a different process and I thought of trying out the chili gel. So I kind of knew that I had to give equal timing to both because the bar needed to set, I needed to make a mixture, and this needed to set because of the gelatin. So I got on to making the gel. From the picks, I got the eastern region, which is of course home ground. I was very happy about that, and I hope that works to my advantage. But I also hope that people don't have too much of an expectation because I've got the eastern region.
I've got the south of India, so I am going the south coastal bit, Karnataka, Mangalorean, a neer dosa with a ghee roast and a twist on it. And I have some tender coconut. I'm going to do a tender coconut and a pineapple caviar salad to freshen up the spicy elements of the ghee roast.
So I decided to first make my neer dosa batter, which is just water, salt, and the rice flour, which didn't take as much time. I started to work on that, get the right texture and the right consistency of that. Kept that aside. I got my chicken marinated as soon as that was done.
So today I am making a platter for North with a twist, obviously. So I'm making chola bhatura, but I'm making chola hummus and bhatura as the pita. Then I'm making a samosa pinwheel, and I'm making paratha waffles, crispy paratha waffles, waffle sticks actually. And I'm making a dessert, which is gulab jamun, but in a very different way. Basically, I wanted to make a northern Indian street food elevated platter. And I felt that it being a platter, it's going to take a lot of my time. So I'd have to manage my time really, really well. So I started with dough for the pitas. I love getting my hands dirty in the kitchen. That's only then you know you're cooking.
एक तो सामान मैंने ऐसे से रख दिया, मुझे खुद ही नहीं मिल रहा. As I am making Gujarati dish, so for me today the basic idea of the dish will be, street food will be something sweet, something tangy, something spicy. Because Gujarati, they don't eat, as per me, they don't eat much of spicy. So I am going to incorporate with that with more of the sweetness flavor. When I started cooking, I had this thing in my mind that I need to replicate or invent something out of dabeli, which is a traditional street food from Gujarat. So I didn't want to use a normal bread. So instead of that, I used khichu. So I had a basic recipe in my mind. So I started preparing that. So I put the water on boil, and then I added ginger, garlic, coriander, green chilies in the boiling water, added my flour, the rice flour. I had to stir it vigorously, and then just to make sure that it doesn't get accumulated at one place, so I have to keep stirring it vigorously. And then I took a mold and spread a cling film wrap on that, and I transferred my khichu in that, and I let it to set in the fridge.
To try and mix that marshmallow, I mean, I've tried it in small quantity before. I didn't think doing a big quantity would be so hard because the marshmallow had started to set again after it had melted. And it was really, really tough. It took all my energy trying to mix that in and layering it flat. Why did I take it in my hand? I do not see this setting, and I will be really pissed at the chefs if this does not work out. Because they say it will.
Hello, Tanisha. Tell me what you're doing.
So I've got a little bit of all my elements for the jhalmuri.
Okay.
And I have made, I hope this tastes good.
It's a dessert jhalmuri.
No, I just basically used the marshmallow to combine it to make it a granola bar type of crispy,
Bite.
Rice Krispies. Yeah.
Okay.
On top of which then all the masala, the proper jhalmuri will sit on it
Okay.
with the coriander hunkered
Piping.
piping. I have some pineapple because
Okay.
I made a chili gel which I want to place on top of the pineapple.
My question to you is it too sweet, and will the spicy and onions actually go with the sweet? Have you tried all elements together? Have you tasted? I would suggest you do, because it's nice. Can I taste a little bit?
Wow.
Okay.
Is it there?
Yeah. I see where you're coming from. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Very interesting.
So I thought that.
Just make sure that you taste all your elements separately and then together before you bring it onto the plate, and make it look smashing like you always do, Tanisha. Yeah? I wish you good luck.
Thank you.
See you soon.
So for a moment there, I was quite relieved, thinking that, okay, maybe I am being too self-critical. Maybe it will be okay after all.
Hello, chef.
क्या पक रहा है?
ये काव्यार के लिए बना रही हूँ. Tamarind caviar.
You're doing a tamarind caviar.
हाँ, I have already made a jelly, so which I will put it as a base, like, because it's not setting properly. So I'll just use like a jelly crumble type of thing down there, and then I am making a dabeli. But then instead of making a normal bun, I have made khichu as a base, and then putting dabeli on top, and then I have made the green chutney, which is peanut chutney, and garlic chutney.
So you're making the caviar with agar, right?
Yeah.
What you need to be careful about is whenever you're using an acidic medium, whenever you're using vinegar, tamarind, anything that is sour, you need to add a little more than normal agar.
Okay.
All right?
Okay,
Agar takes a little more time and concentration to set in acidic mediums.
Sure. Okay.
Okay,
I'll
so
do
if
that.
normally you're adding 5 grams to a liter, in this case you'll add probably 8 to a liter.
Sure.
All right, and chill your oil well.
Yeah.
Sounds exciting. The only thing that I want to say is the texture of the dabeli, the crunchy from the outside, the soft from the inside.
Yeah.
That's all that I'll be looking for.
Sure. Thank you.
I was using this for the first time, and he's been in this thing for so long, so there's no point doubting him or something like that. So I did as he said, and I kind of managed the portion size of agar-agar which I was using on my tamarind jelly, and it turned out to be good.
My gulab jamun, I fried it. I was actually planning to make a waffle out of the gulab jamun mix, but my dough wasn't so watery or fine to do it so I changed it by putting desiccated coconut on it and chocolate. And inside, in the center, I had almonds in the gulab jamun. So that was the whole idea.
Hi, Megha.
Hello, chef. How are you?
How are you? You look like you've got a lot going on.
I do actually.
What are you cooking?
I'm making chola bhatura, hummus, and pita.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm making pinwheel of a samosa pinwheel, and I'm making gulab jamun.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God, you've got 3 big dishes.
Yes.
All in one.
Yeah.
And these are your gulab jamuns?
Yeah, well, this is the first lot.
Oh my God, please open them and check them if they're cooked inside.
Definitely.
Yeah, because they might be golden on the outside,
and then
but they might be raw from the inside.
Yeah.
And make sure you let them start seeping in sugar syrup
Quickly, yeah.
ASAP. Like that's what you want
got
to get
that ready.
going. So this might be a little less. Put some more water, dilute it, heat it up.
Properly.
Because when it's hot, it'll soak up.
quicker.
And make sure in your gulab jamuns, if you can do some small pricks, you put it in it so that it'll soak up. Otherwise, it takes almost 12 hours.
True. Yeah,
So, soak up the liquid.
That's true.
Also, another quick tip and trick. If you feel that your gulab jamun's not soaked up, cut it into half, soak it up, and serve it half or sliced or whatever it might be. You know, just
Perfect.
make sure you don't give us a dry gulab jamun.
I won't.
And you've got a lot to do, and you've got to work faster, and you've got to make sure all your elements come together beautifully.
Definitely. Chef.
Best of luck.
Thank you very much. I took Chef Anahita's advice and I heated the syrup that I was going to soak my gulab jamun in. And I did just that and it worked wonders. My gulab jamun soaked really well. So I didn't need to halve them and then syrup it.
Shuhi,
Hello, Ji.
what's going on?
So I've made a Mangalorean style ghee roast. I'm gonna pick the chicken out, pull it. I'm making a neer dosa waffle. So it's water waffle with. So this is that curry. I'm gonna make a waffle. I'm trying to make pineapple caviars to freshen it up. Pineapple salad sauce. So the pineapple is in the caviar form. Hopefully I get it right. Hopefully.
Okay, now the texture of a neer dosa, where neer is water.
Right.
It's a water dosa. It's runny and watery and very, very light. Now the texture of a waffle is nice and crisp from outside and soft from the inside. So while an uttapam batter can make for a great waffle, a neer dosa will make for a very flimsy waffle and it's going to be difficult for you to pull it out.
All right.
Okay? Different ways to deal with it. You know, a lot of times what people do is they make something and after that they put it in the waffle iron for crispening it. I don't know. Or maybe you should relook at the batter. But neer dosa, waffle, not a good idea.
All right.
At that moment, I had no plan as to how could I change my dish. I thought about it for about a minute or two as to what can I do with my dish. My only little alternative there was to still go with the neer dosa waffles, but maybe add some ghee on it to sort of get a little structure on it, maybe some crispiness there so that it gets a little like a waffle. So I did that and I was just crossing my fingers all through that this possibly works for me.
All right, this is your first milestone, task 1 of the grand finale, day 1, and here we go. 45 minutes gone, 45 left. Girls, let's pick up our speed. Let's go for it.
"45 minutes left for the task and I realize I'm still struggling on my first element, second element, and I'm getting flustered.
So when there was 45 minutes left, again, I still had a lot to do and I was getting into panic mode because I wasn't sure if I was going to finish on time with all my elements.
So I had 45 minutes to go. I was starting to get a little tensed because my masala hadn't roasted enough. I was still trying to think what could complement my dish, that one extra element that I really wanted to put there probably. So I was struggling with the thought of what could that third component on my dish be.
When I went to Juhi's, she was trying to do a neer dosa waffle.
Ooh.
Now that didn't sit well with me because neer dosa is a flimsy,
Very flimsy.
thin
How do you get it to
batter.
crisp up like a waffle?
And, yeah, so you know, I gave her the clue, but I think she's sticking to it. So I'm really excited to see. I want her to prove me wrong.
Yes.
I want her to prove me wrong, you know.
So I went to Tanisha's food truck and I have to say that at first when she explained to me what she was making, you know, she's actually done a marshmallow sheet with the kurmure. And at first I said, but won't that muri be too sweet with the marshmallows? And she said, no, but I've added chaat masala in it and I've added this. And I actually tasted a bit of that marshmallow.
Yum.
It's so tangy and so delicious and suddenly that whole dish came through and I really cannot wait to taste her dish. I can't
I mean,
wait to
that
taste
vision just sounds great. I think if she manages that,
She's
it's
very
gonna be
bright.
a great dish.
Yeah. Talking about Akansha on the other end where I went, I think she's pretty sorted. I like the whole idea of a khichu sandwich.
I know, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
like a khichu daveli. And she's gotten the elements right. She's trying to she's crumbling some jelly on top. For a girl coming
Not from Gujarat.
Not from Gujarat. That's evolved thinking. I'm very impressed.
I went to Megha's truck and she's got North India. She looked a little bit, you know, confused, not in her usual comfort zone of South Africa and Gujarat. So I asked her what she's making and she's got this idea of doing a chole bhature but in a form of a hummus. And she's also doing these samosa pinwheels. She's making gulab jamun as well.
Oh my God.
She's got 3 big elements on her dish. So I was a little concerned, and I could see her frying the gulab jamuns when I went there. I'm very impressed. If that dish comes out, absolutely stunning. So I just hope she finishes on time.
I hope so too.
And she has a great product.
But I would have suggested her to drop at least one element.
Yeah, I am running out of time and I did think of a lot of elements. However, I'm still sticking to my samosa pinwheel and my chola hummus and bhatura pita plan with my gulab jamun.
Still, there was something which was missing in my plate. I was not happy about the way it was looking at that point of time. So I thought, why not make some chaat with it? I decided to make a surti chaat, which is basically a peanut chaat.
The food talk revelation this evening has inspired me more because that is the ultimatum of my food dream. And it's going to drive me really well because South Indian is not usually my forte, but it picked me, I didn't pick it. So I'm going to give it my best because I am totally driven at the moment and inspired by my chat with Ankit as well as the final winning product of the show.
I'm all over the place today.
How many minutes? How much left? So when there were 30 minutes left, I was very, very much panicked because there was still a lot I had to do. My gulab jamun weren't done yet, and my bhaturas, which was the pitas, weren't done yet. So I was really, really under a lot of pressure. And honestly, I felt that I'm not going to finish all my elements for this dish.
Girls, last 15 minutes and then we will have an apple-to-apple comparison of your dishes. Last 15 minutes, let's go!
What? I remember standing, staring at everything in my truck, blank, like tuned out, zoned out. I have no idea how I've fallen so short on time when I felt like I barely had anything to do. I can't do this. This is not going to go well because I know I have not done enough, but it's too late now.
So when 15 minutes were left, I was almost done with my the dish. The only thing I was worried about, because the amount of khichu I made was if it will be like sufficient for the amount of people we have been told to cook for. So in order to do that, I had to take like small pieces and slightly cut it from the, like, make it a thinner slice. So that was a bit challenging for me.
Girls have done great so far. Let us keep it up. Last 10 minutes.
Nothing of mine was complete. Like, I had a lot of elements that were complete, but I did not have one element put together that I'm supposed to have.
Last 10 minutes.
I was just putting together each element because, like the samosa pinwheel, I had chutney to go with it. With the hummus and pita, I had the hummus plus the pita to go with it. So all of that, I was just trying to put it together and plate it.
I was trying to cut out perfect squares out of my granola bar, but since I guess my marshmallow ratio to the puff rice was too much, it was really, really sticky and hard. I had to use all my force and knife and cutter and everything possible to get out squares for service. I was just a little scared because the topping that I wanted to do also would require correct timing before service.
I was feeling that I have very less amount of time left. So I was a bit tense and nervous that time, and then like cutting your fingers, and then you squeeze the lemon and it will be like You feel irritated when you're doing that. So all this were going against me, but then I still had to be calm and complete my dish.
I started to somehow get myself together to start plating the first few dishes and get the plate for the judges ready as well. And I could see people waiting for us to join into the festival to come and eat my food. And I was in a very bad space before service started because every waffle was taking me about a couple of minutes to get out, and I needed enough to make sandwiches out of it to serve to everyone.
Girls, task 1, day 1 of the finale, and 1 minute left. That's all you got. Last 1 minute, plates on the counter.
When I made the pinwheels in the oven, it seemed to be a bit undercooked. So in the last minute, I just decided to fry it.
I knew my chili gel had set really well, but since it was a deep dish pan, it was a bit difficult to remove a perfect disc. I wanted a perfect disc to sit on the fruit. That was the first time I just couldn't think on my feet, and I thought that, you know what, I've done this and I need to get on and finish it. I need to put up a dish.
Concentrating on everything just got me mind blocked, and I totally forgot about that third component. And I started to just concentrate and plate as many dishes as I could before service started.
Ladies, last 10 seconds. Let's see smile on your faces and food on the plates. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands off plates and a big round of applause for all of you. There she is.
When it was time for tasting, first the crowd came to taste our food, along with our fellow contestants.
The only thing which was going in my head that I just want the khichu to be sufficient for the amount of people who will come on my truck. Loads of flavors inside those. Loved it.
It's quite amazing.
It's very chaat. It goes so well all together, every flavor.
Yeah.
All the people who came up to my truck and tasted that, they really liked my dish. They were like, they actually made that wala sound and said that it's good. So I was happy that I did something good.
I'm gonna like it.
I don't have any words to explain about this. It's really nice. It's really delicious. I really like it.
Everybody seemed to like it. They loved the pungency of the mustard oil I had used. They loved the chili gel.
I'm not a great expert in Indian food, but this is tasty.
Suddenly a change of atmosphere for me because the feedback was lovely. They all said it feels like we've gone back home, it tastes amazing. They started having these little chit-chat fights between them. Can I have more? Because while I had given 3 of them out, they were waiting for 2 more portions, which I was just getting hot and ready for them. So it was very exciting to see that there were people who were excited and the flavors were right according to them.
Very tasty dish.
It's really good.